As an Amazon associate, we earn from qualifying purchases. This podcast is supported by its listeners. If you choose to purchase something using links on our website, we may earn a commission. No books were warped, dog-eared, underlined with purple pen, eaten, cursed, cancelled, burned, or otherwise harmed in the making of this podcast. I'm Tom Tolkien, and this is the School Reading List, a podcast that recommends books you'll want your children to read and books you'll wish you'd read as a child. And to kick off episode 27 of the School Reading List podcast, let's rip open some book post. Loverboy by Ben Tomlinson. In Loverboy, Alfie tackles the messy world of teenage romance. When his crush, Maya, starts dating someone else, Alfie turns to her quiet best friend, Nguyen, but soon finds himself falling for her too. As his feelings get all tangled up, he makes a big mistake. This funny and relatable teen romance captures the chaos of love, friendship, and figuring out who's right for you, all with plenty of heart and humour. One Day, a true story of courage and survival in the Holocaust by Michael Rosen and Benjamin Phillips. In One Day, Michael Rosen shares the remarkable true story of Eugene Hanschke and his father, who escaped a Nazi convoy bound for Auschwitz during World War II. After several failed attempts, they find freedom with help from the French resistance. Illustrated by Benjamin Phillips, this exceptional large-format picture book highlights courage, compassion and resilience. Aimed at upper primary age children, it offers a sensitive introduction to Holocaust history, with Rosen providing valuable historical context for deeper understanding and discussion. Highly recommended. The Really Beautiful Thing by Francis Tosdevin. Squirrel gives up everything, his belongings, home, even friendships, for something he's desperate to have but doesn't truly understand. When the prize turns out to be worthless, he's left to reckon with the price he's paid. This picture book gently explores themes of consumerism and the importance of relationships, wrapping it all up in a relatable, thought-provoking tale. It's perfect for sharing with EYFS and Key Stage 1 children to spark conversations about what really matters in life. Guardians of the New Moon, The Year of the Rat by Huang, illustrated by Phung, Nguyen, Quang. Ming and Meow are back in action. Tasked with escorting Sue, the race winner, to the start of the Year of the Rat, they face old grudges and new trouble when a sea goddess intervenes. Chaos forces them to put differences aside in this fast-paced sequel that blends teamwork, growth and mythology, brought to life by Quang's striking, culturally rich artwork. Sammy and the Stolen Paintings by Charlie P. Brooks. Sammy, a clever sniffer dog, uncovers a forged painting but ends up kidnapped by the dastardly Monsieur de Noir. It's up to her human pal Beanie and a gang of animal sidekicks to save her, recover the stolen artwork, and outwit the villain, all in the heart of Paris. Packed with humour, teamwork and high-stakes adventure, this lively tale is perfect for readers aged 7 and up, who love a good mystery with plenty of twists. Ooh. Mission Manta Ray by Philip Kavvadis. Mission Manta Ray sees Finn, Milo and Tazy diving into mysterious deep-sea trouble. Literally. Their investigation takes a dangerous turn when a giant submersible, shaped like a manta ray, targets them. Fast-paced and packed with adventure, this second book in Philip Kavvadis' series mixes ecological themes with heart-pounding action. Ewan Cook's dynamic illustrations bring the drama to life, making it a brilliant pick for young readers who love a fast-paced, environmentally charged story. Alex Neptune Dragon Champion by David Owen, illustrated by George Ermos. David Owen wraps up the Alex Neptune series with a thrilling finale. Pirate Brine Blood plans to drain the sea's magic to unleash a monster that could flood the world. As Alex, Zoe and Anil race against time in a homemade submarine, Alex must rely on his brain, not his magic, to save Haven Bay. With illustrations by George Ermos, this high-stakes adventure blends friendship, danger, and a quest to protect the ocean's power. People Like Stars by Patrice Lawrence. Patrice Lawrence's sparkling middle-grade debut weaves together the lives of Ayrton, Stanley and Senna, each grappling with a secret from the past. Ayrton, once briefly abducted as a baby, is suffocated by his mum's overprotectiveness. Stanley's family hides a mysterious grandmother, while Senna risks homelessness if she steps out of line with her landlady. Told through alternating perspectives, this heartfelt story for 9+-year-olds explores family, friendship, and the tangled truths that bring people together. Highly recommended. Murder for Two by Niyla Farook. Twins Annie and Rira reunite after years apart to solve a murder. When their father is accused of a cafe owner's death, the siblings, one an aspiring detective, the other reserved and bookish, must overcome their differences to clear his name. This debut mystery blends family dynamics and crime solving through an engaging narrative and distinctive voice. It's ideal for Key Stage 3 mystery fans. The Zombie Project by Alice Nuttall. The Zombie Project flips the zombie story on its head, weaving in an environmental twist. In a world where death flies and zombies help sustain agriculture, fear and misunderstanding put everything at risk. Miriam must rally her community to accept this creepy but crucial solution. Packed with ecological themes and a dash of horror, this inventive middle-grade debut is a fresh spin on the genre. It's no wonder Alice Nuttall scooped the MS Lexia Children's and YA 2023 award. Highly recommended for Key Stage 3. After Life by Gayle Forman. When high school senior Amber returns home 7 years after her death in a bicycle accident, her sudden reappearance shakes everyone connected to her, family, friends, even strangers. Told from multiple viewpoints, the novel dives into grief, identity, and the messy web of relationships. As Amber grapples with her unexpected second chance, the story blends past and present to show how one life can ripple through so many others. Bingsu for Two by Sujin Witherspoon. River Langston Lee's life unravels after walking out of his exams, losing his girlfriend and quitting his job, leading him to work at the struggling Bingsu for Two Korean cafe. There, he meets Sarang Cho, a goth co-worker with a no-nonsense attitude. When their viral antics spark a fake romance to save the cafe, River is thrown into a whirlwind of fame, family drama, and tough decisions about love and self-identity. With humour, heart, and a slow-burn enemies-to-lovers arc, this book offers a delightful, chaotic journey. Highly recommended. The Wilderness of Girls by Madeline Claire Franklin. When Ree starts over in Happy Valley, she stumbles upon a group of wild, untamed girls claiming to be princesses from another world. As Ree helps them adjust to society, secrets about their past and potential magic begin to surface. Blending mystery with themes of identity and resilience, this debut weaves a compelling tale for readers who love stories that blur the line between reality and imagination. Thank you to all the publishers and publicists for sending us books to review here on this podcast and on our website schoolreadinglist.co.uk. Here's our rundown of great new children's books hitting the shelves this February. Paloma Flies Away by Maria Guarda. All Better Now by Neil Schusterman. Diary of a Future Billionaire by Pamela Bouchard. Let's Play Rugby by Gordon Darcy and Paul Howard. Red Flags by Sophie Joe. I Really, Really Love My Noisy Bum by Carl Newsom and Duncan Beattie. Shiver Point Beneath the Ghostly Graves by Gabriel Dillon. Black Star by Kwame Alexander. Mondays a Murder by Ravina Garon. Island of Influences by Monique Turner. Alan, King of the Universe by Tom McLaughlin. Dragon Riders of Raw by Jenny McLaughlin and Alla Katovich. The Knot Witches by Gary Panton and Dottie Sutton. Speed Wheels 3000 by Jenny Pearson and Katie Keir. Boobies by Nancy Vo. My Big, Fat, Smelly, Pooh, Diary by Jim Smith. The Full Stop That Got Away by Laura Baker and Nathan Reed. The Boy at the Window by Lucy Strange and Rowan Eason. Wink, Murder, a Bletchley Park Mystery by Rhiannon Tracy. Surviving Vesuvius by Christopher Harrison. Destiny Inc. Birthday Secret by Adiola Sucumbi. Cloud 9 by Sue H. Cunningham. Wiggling Words by Kate Rolfe. The Found Things by Petr Horacek. Normal, Women, Making, History by Philippa Gregory. Pieces of Us by Stuart Foster. How to Roller Skate with One Leg by Ella Dove. My Mum and Other Poems by Laura Dockrill. And our picture book of the month is Paloma Flies Away by Maria J. Guarda. Our non-fiction book of the month is Surviving Vesuvius by Christopher Harrison and Beth Waters. And our fiction book of the month is Diary of a Future Billionaire by Pamela Bouchard. Bookity book, let's get reading. If you're a teacher, librarian, or avid bookworm who loves children's or YA books, and you'd like to review brand new titles for the school reading list, get in touch by email. We'd love to hear from you. The address is reviews@schoolreadinglist.co.uk. And this month we're taking a deep dive into our Year 2 reading list for children aged 6 to 7. And here are some of the newer titles on this list. The Star Whale by Nicola Davies, illustrated by Petr Horacek. The Star Whale is a visually stunning large-format hardback collection of 40 poems, each beautifully paired with Petr Horacek's vibrant illustrations. Celebrating the wonders of the natural world, from pangolins and bats to lions and a titanosaurus, the Star Whale invites both enchanting imagination and deep contemplation. This inspirational book is a delightful read for young naturalists and a fantastic resource of nature poems for Year 2 teachers. It's an astoundingly beautiful book. The Panda's Child by Jackie Morris and Kathy Fisher. Only a boy and the spirit of the forest can save a panda's child in this generational tale of nature, empathy and conservation. This large format hardback is perfect to read to groups of children at the end of a long day at school. Inside the gold foil adorned cover, there's sumptuous artwork with full colour double-page spreads. With a lyrical verse story, The Panda's Child is a joy to read to children in Year 2 and one that will inspire children to consider and discuss how people and animals can live together. Our Tower by Joseph Colo and Richard Johnson. 3 children escape from their tower block into a fantasy land of magic and adventure in this compelling illustrated modern fable. With a memorable story, interesting wordplay, and spellbinding illustrations, this is a great text to read and share and use to spark children's writing about their own lives and homes. Beatty and the Little Round House by Atanuki. This exquisitely presented hardback collection of diverse short stories celebrates friendship, the wonders of the seasons, and the power of nature. Through Beatty's escapades with her family and friends, including her goat Naughty, young readers will be enchanted by the masterful storytelling and delightful illustrations. It's the perfect short story book for children who are interested in the countryside. Small in the City by Sydney Smith. Small in the City explores the challenges of being small in a vast urban environment. A child who knows the city helps a hidden friend find their way around and feel safe. Using minimal text and evocative illustrations to convey feelings of fear and reassurance, Smith's use of varied perspectives and detailed imagery enables readers to understand the child's experience and the comfort of returning home. Soren's Seventh Song by Dave Eggers. 6+-year-olds will love this immersive picture book tale that blends fiction and non-fiction. Humpback whale Soren takes the reader on a journey of perseverance, friendship and imagination. Weaving laugh-out-loud moments and scientific facts, it's an ideal book for both home and school. Luna Valentine's gorgeous illustrations will appeal to teachers looking for text to support undersea worlds topics. Lift by Min Lei and Dan Santat. Iris is frustrated when her sibling takes over her prized role of pressing the elevator button. But when Iris discovers a new elevator button, she is transported to fantastical worlds. As she explores these realms, she learns about the value of sharing and the joy of including others. This book blends a simple narrative with dynamic graphic novel-style illustrations to address sibling rivalry and the strength of familial bonds. Game On, Super Rabbit Boy by Thomas Flintham. Sonny plays a Super Rabbit Boy to save Singing Dog from the villainous King Viking in this bright and attention-grabbing gaming-themed adventure. As Super Rabbit Boy tackles 6 challenging levels, he must show resilience to overcome obstacles, such as robo-crabs and lakes of lava. With eye-poppingly colourful illustrations and simple text, this series will be a hit with children aged 7 and up who love interactive storytelling. Green by Nicola Davies, illustrated by Emily Sutton. Green dives deep into the science of plants, beginning with the vital role trees play in our environment. The book traces plant life's evolution from ancient microbes to the present day, showing how plants connect with other organisms. Nicola Davies explains complex science in a way that's easy to grasp, while Emily Sutton's stunning illustrations invite readers to explore visually. The educational picture book is a great resource for kids and adults, emphasising the need to protect our planet's green life. Here's a selection of exciting new book tasters sent to us by new and self-published children's authors this month.
Oakley the Superhero tells the story of Oakley, a young boy with sensory sensitivities, and his friend Minnie, who goes out of her way to include him in a game with other children. The book is designed to help children understand and embrace differences among peers. The book skillfully weaves a tale of friendship and compassion, encouraging children to be considerate of others' feelings and needs. In Oakley the Superhero, the characters navigate their differences with grace and empathy. Minnie's thoughtful planning allows Oakley to participate fully and comfortably in the group's activities by including fun facts about lizards as part of their game. The book also incorporates educational content in an engaging way. Oakley the Superhero is available now on Amazon. It is aimed at 3 to 8-year-olds and is written by Roxanne Constantine.
Aphra's Magic Stew is a children's adventure with a difference, elegantly fusing fun fantasy with West African culture and folklore. Like many children, Aphra often finds mealtimes an unwelcome intrusion into her world of play. Until one evening, while enjoying a dish from her mother's homeland, she finds herself transported to a whole new world. Suddenly, she and a new friend Ade are on an important quest in a mysterious land full of fable, fantasy, and magic. The story combines themes of friendship, imagination, and bravery with vibrant imagery and strong cultural motifs. The tradition of storytelling is richly interwoven, and even Anansi, the famous West African trickster spider, makes an appearance too. Aphra's Magic Stew by Angela Acker McIntyre. Available from Amazon and independent bookstores from early December. Find out more at aphrasmagicstew.fun.
A few years ago, I was lucky to land a job at a great company in Long Island whose offices were adjacent to the last piece of the Long Island Plains, cherished stomping grounds of Walt Whitman, and also just a mile away from Eisenhower Park, which became my lunchtime stomping grounds. That May in 2017, I went to the park and walked around the pond, and in the shadow of a floating flag platform, I noticed a tiny baby duckling. There were no other ducks or geese around, which was unusual, so I knew this little guy was an orphan. Through that spring and summer, I would visit the ducky and bring him rolled oats to eat. Eventually, a shy goose appeared and approached, hoping for a snack. The goose had a condition, angel wings, which deformed some of her feathers and made it impossible for her to fly. She couldn't fly away from cruel bullies. I didn't know that when I shooed her away from Ducky's special snack, and she slipped and fell into the pond, hitting her belly on the cement border. I felt awful, so I started bringing oat snacks for both of them, Danny and Gilly. By fall, the ducky and the goose were friendly enough with each other to share snacks, which was highly unusual for normally contentious water birds. I began making notes on my visits, wanting to remember the unique experiences. A few years later, the diary notes evolved into a story, and on November 30, 2023, the story was published as a children's book, Danny the Ducky and Gilly the Goose. Now, a year later, the book stands as an award winner, Young Reader category in the Purple Dragonfly Book Contest, after hitting number 1 last December in Amazon's new release in Children's Duck Books. And it's being animated by a team of NYU Film School recent grads. Now I will give you a peek. I will read one scene from the book, a scene that spotlights friends standing up to bullies. To set the table, so to speak, the orphan duck Danny becomes friends with the outcast goose Gilly and a kind tomboy, the girl. Gilly has been the target of a mean goose named Dina, and Danny encourages his friend to enter a race and compete against her nemesis. Race day. The bright yellow sun came up. He was in an especially good mood, looking down at the reflection of the sky in the lake, with a few fluffy white clouds around, and lots of big geese and little geese swimming about, excited about the race. Danny found Gilly on the main path. He wanted to give her something before she swam. "Gilly, here, take this." He gave her a pretty blue pebble. "It will help you swim faster than anyone else." "Oh, thank you, Danny." Gilly took the pebble and tucked it in her feathers, and with her heart pounding, she headed towards the pond and the starting line. The girl got to the same pathway in time to overhear Dina Rich and Marky. Dina hissed, "Let's catch up to Gilly and push her down again. It'll be funny, and then she won't be able to swim." Marky bobbed his head up and down, and he and Dina started going after Gilly. The girl raced down the path and jumped in front of them, arms akimbo and eyes ablaze. The two geese stopped, surprised. In a fierce, angry voice, she exploded, "Don't you dare hurt Gilly. She's the sweetest bird I know. I heard you back there. You two should be ashamed of yourselves. Marky, I know you were friends with Gilly once. How could you think of doing something so mean?" Dina didn't care. She was a selfish goose. But Marky felt a little bad, and he looked at his feet. He was ashamed, knowing it was the second time he didn't have the guts to be a real friend. At the starting line, Gilly was nervous, but then she felt the pebble under her wing, and she saw Danny and the girl at the water's edge, and she calmed down. There were two geese on either side of her. Dina was on the far right. The race official raised his wing and brought it down, and they were off. The other geese jumped forward right away, but Gilly was a little slow starting. She panicked. She got scared, thinking she couldn't do it. Then she remembered the gift Danny gave her. She put her head down and started churning the water with her big feet, and soon she pulled into the lead. Once Gilly got going, the other geese didn't have a chance. Gilly crossed the finish line way ahead of the others. Dina didn't even bother to finish the race. She sulked off, ready to tell more bad stories about Gilly to anyone who would listen. Gilly was the champion of the pond. When she climbed out of the water, a whole bunch of geese rushed forward to congratulate her, but she pushed past them. She wanted to find her true friends, Danny the ducky and the girl, who believed in her from the beginning and who never cared how crazy her feathers looked. They saw her and ran over to hug her. "Danny, you were right. The pebble made me swim the fastest of them all." She reached for where she had tucked the pebble in her feathers, and it wasn't there. It had fallen out when she started the race. She looked at Danny, surprised. He smiled. "Gilly, you never needed the pebble. You are fast and strong enough without it. You are a true winner."
Hi, I'm Melissa Abraham, the author of Are We There Yet? A picture book aimed at children aged 3 to 7 years, beautifully illustrated by Simone Douglas. Join Sarita as she embarks on an enchanting journey crafting fantastical answers to her endless questions. My story features a playful conversation between a patient mum and her curious young daughter. The book is available from Amazon and Waterstones Online.
If you'd like to get in touch and leave a recorded shout-out about your upcoming self-published children's book, have a look at our podcast webpage for more details. Why teaching discrete subjects and avoiding topic teaching encourages reading for pleasure. Teaching through separate subjects, rather than big overarching themes, makes it much easier to get students hooked on reading for pleasure. When you focus on specific subjects, kids can dive deeper into what actually interests them, and their reading choices naturally line up with established genres and the way libraries organise books. This kind of structure gives them access to a wider and more meaningful variety of texts, encouraging them to explore independently and stick with reading for longer. Let's talk about topic-based teaching. It often leads to what I'd call theme-driven book picking. The teacher selects books that match the topic rather than the student's interests or abilities. It might look cohesive on the surface, but this approach can sideline entire genres, like poetry or classic literature, simply because they don't fit the theme. It's like trying to force a square peg into a round hole. In the end, students miss out on discovering books that truly resonate with them, which, let's be honest, can really dampen their enthusiasm for reading. Teaching by subject, however, feels more purposeful. The reading materials are tied directly to what students are learning, which makes the whole experience feel more connected and intentional. This way, educators can ensure kids encounter a variety of books that not only support their studies, but also spark their curiosity. And because you're not stretching to fit random books into an unrelated theme, the quality of the learning experience stays intact. It's a win-win. Students get the joy of reading, and teachers maintain meaningful educational content. Here's the downside of theme-based teaching. It can end up feeling a bit shallow. Sometimes, in the quest to make everything on topic, activities and reading choices get watered down. For instance, imagine a topic like crime and punishment. You might find yourself cobbling together books and activities that, frankly, don't add much value beyond sticking to the topic. It's fun for the moment, but does it deepen understanding or foster a genuine love for literature? Probably not. Worse, it might even make reading feel trivial. On the flip side, subject-based teaching supports steady, meaningful progress in reading skills. It gives educators room to focus on building students' foundational knowledge in specific areas, which is crucial for developing critical thinking and interpretation. Students benefit from having clear goals and the chance to really dig into texts that challenge them. This kind of deep engagement makes reading more than just an academic exercise. It becomes something personally enriching. That's another major bonus. Subject-based teaching helps avoid the boredom that can creep in with forced one-size-fits-all reading assignments. When kids get to pick books within a subject they're already interested in, they're far more likely to enjoy that experience. It's all about giving them a sense of autonomy, and that's a powerful motivator. By offering a structured variety of books, educators can help students discover the pure joy of reading, tailored to their own preferences. Another perk, subject teaching exposes students to a broader range of literary styles and forms. Think about it. Science lessons could feature science fiction, history classes might dive into historical novels, and biology could introduce nature poetry. This kind of approach not only widens their literary horizons, but also shows them how literature connects to the real world and their own lives. It's the kind of learning that sticks. If schools really want to help kids develop a love for reading, they should prioritise subject-based teaching. It provides the structure, variety and relevance needed to make reading both educational and genuinely enjoyable. By aligning books with specific subjects, teachers can create a learning environment that's both engaging and effective. The result? Students who see reading not as a chore, but as a lifelong source of inspiration, knowledge and joy. And isn't that what we're all aiming for? If you'd like to get in touch, use the hashtag SRLpodcast on Twitter or drop us a line using the contact form or messaging button on our website schoolreadinglist.co.uk. And all the books lived happily ever after. The end.